So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again, and we are going to talk about Leao, flirting, Leao. And don't be taking the pee out of this top, by the way. This is like pajama top. This is just for cotching in bed. Why is everyone taking the pee out of about my owl? We're going to talk about Leao. And I'm a poet, I fully know it. So big up to everyone who's been dropping donations in on the channel as well, by the way. I really appreciate that. I do reply to everyone who has dropped that in. You can do that hitting the thanks option down there. That is next to the like button. So smash the likes for the algorithm. And big up to everybody who has subscribed to the second channel. I will be recording a video that I'll be sending to all the people that emailed me about editing. I will be sending that video by the end of this week. So keep your eyes peeled. I will be recording it later this week. I'll be sending it over to everybody who has emailed, and I will be dropping that first video once I'm happy with it, first and foremost, the way it's been edited, and once that channel is monetized, which it isn't yet because it was so inactive for 18 months, they demonetized me. So I may do a watch along on there for one of the other games just to get the watch time up. I need 2,500 hours of watch time. So we're just going to have to go live stream for 4 hours or something. But big up to everybody who's subscribed to it, man. Nearly 6.8K as I record this. And yeah, man, let's get that up to 7K. Big up to everyone who's followed the TikTok, the Facebook, the Insta. We're over 1,000 on TikTok now as well. So thank you very much. But let's talk about Raphael Leao. This guy flatters to deceive me. I can't lie. But there is a player in there somewhere. I want to read this article. It's on TalkSport's website. From yesterday, I think it was. The 23-year-old winger is in demand after spearheading the San Siro outfit to Serie A glory last season. Chelsea appear to have received a blow in their pursuit for Leao after the forward revealed his admiration for the Arsenal. With 16 goal contributions in 20 matches this term, the Portuguese international has been linked with a move away, and the Blues claimed to be interested. Boss Graham Potter even waxed lyrical over the ex-Lille forward in October to spark rumours of a possible 23 switch. And Leao has revealed he is keen to play in the Premier League in the future, though stressed he is happy at Milan at the moment, where he has just 18 months left on his contract. Now, Transfer Market valued this player at 85 million. With 18 months left on your contract, I'm not sure you're going for 85 million, mate. You're not prolific. You're not Erling Haaland. And even he didn't go for that much. He scored again twice tonight. The robot now has 20 Premier League goals, fastest player to do it. Done it in 14 games. That's just ridiculous. But speaking to radio station RDP Africa, Raphael Leao, who has 34 goals for Milan since arriving in 19. Yeah, what they failed to tell you is that's in 135 games. We'll come back to that in a minute. Was asked whether he wants to test himself in the English Premier League, to which he said, yes, in the future, but now I'm focused on Milan. I'm at a top club and I'm under contract. I also like the city. He then went on to say, I've seen a lot of Arsenal games this year and I've been very impressed. I like Arsenal. I think they play very well. Zlatan Ibrahimovic has also urged the youngster to stay and develop himself. Go on, Ibra. What a ledge Ibra is. He stated, of course, Milan is the right environment for him. Just look at his growth since he arrived. He's far from the decisive player when he arrived than he is now. So his development's been great. Here he is very important. Elsewhere, he could be as important, or would he start from scratch? He has to be ready right away. At Milan, he has confidence, space, and freedom, which is not a given at another club, but it's up to him. Besides, you can see that he's happy here. By now, he is laughing even before scoring. He is young and he's a good talent and he will grow. Theo Hernandez improved much. Charles de Ketelaere is strong and patience is needed, but Leao is on another level, above average. He lacks a step. He will only do that when he's fully convinced of his own abilities. Today, he doesn't really know how strong he is. Then he will be really scary when he goes up, and so will his price tag. Ibra waxing lyrical, but that has sparked stories left, right, and centre off of the back of this that we are going to sign him. Well, we're not, are we? And this is what I always find funny about these articles. Yeah, just because he says he likes watching Arsenal doesn't mean that we're going to sign him. So all the stories are, he's flirting with Arsenal. He wants Arsenal move. He likes Arsenal. He wants part of the project. He's seen what Mikel's done with other players. Well, he hasn't though, has he? He's watched quite a lot of Arsenal games. Whoopee, who hasn't? We're top of the table. Why wouldn't you? Like, everyone watches Premier League football, people. Let's just sink in that for a second. Everyone around the world has access to Premier League football. And I'm pretty sure most footballers, apart from Ben White, who doesn't, excuse me, who doesn't watch football, doesn't like football, probably do sit there watching Premier League football. Or other league football. I don't know. If you live in Italy, I'd imagine you watch a lot of Serie A. It's probably on TV over there. I don't know. But just because he's flirting with us, don't mean that it's going to happen. And listen, I've never been convinced by this guy, man. Like, if you look at his stats, I know there's a lot of statisticians out there. He is a left winger, and obviously we're putting bids in for Mudryk, who is a couple of years younger. But if you look at this guy's record, AC Milan, 135 games, 34 goals, 30 assists. That's hardly relentless, is it? Right, that's a goal every what? One every 6? No, one every 4.5. I was being a bit harsh. One every 4.5. It's not exactly great, is it? Like 30 assists, 34 goals. At Lille, he had 26 games, 8 goals, 2 assists. Before that, he was at Sporting B and all of that, and Sporting 2 goals in 5 games at Sporting. But his Serie A record, that was overall, obviously. His Serie A record is 109 games, 29 goals, 23 assists. Portugal, 16 games, 2 goals. One of them was in the World Cup, I believe. That was the screamer against Switzerland. But there's a player in there. I personally, and I've said this before, somebody asked me this on stream a couple of weeks ago. I personally think he'd be better as a striker rather than a winger. I think he has the attributes to be a striker. He's tall, he's quick. Like, he can score goals. Obviously, when you're playing on the left, maybe it is a little bit harder. I don't know, but I do think he could be molded into a striker, and he's quite tall as well. He can win headers. He's rapid. We know that. He'll get him behind quite a lot. We see that with Erling Haaland. If you play to the strength of a tall centre forward that's quick and pretty physical, which he is as well. And listen, just because you're tall and physical don't mean you're any good. But if you're quick as well, you are a scary opponent. Wait till Terry Flewers gets hold of it. Everyone's scared of pace. But you are a feared opponent amongst defenders because you've got the physicality to hold the defender off and you're quick. Now, can you put the ball in the back of the net? Well, listen, Erling Haaland can do that relentlessly. I think that this guy could be a really good striker. I'm not so sure that he's coming to us anyway. And I'm not so sure that anyone's going to sign him as a striker, more of a left winger, which he plays. So these stories, this is why I'm here to dissect them, people. I'm here to dissect the BS. Everyone's getting gassed. I've had loads of people asking me, Lee, would you take Raphael Leao? So I thought, you know what, I see this story. Let me have a little butchers at this. I'm still not convinced whether I'd take him. I'm really not. I just think there's better wingers out there and there's better strikers out there. And yes, he can play predominantly left wing. That's where he does play. I mean, this season he's played every game left wing. Did he play last season every game left wing? Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look at last season. Last season, yeah, he played every game left wing, 40 games. So he's got no experience of playing up front in the last 18 months. So is anyone going to sign him as a striker? Probably not. I think he would be a good striker. I think he's got a couple of attributes that you could say, yeah, you'd do all right in the Premier League. Like I said, pace, power, and physicality. Yeah, he's got that aerial ability as well if needed. And yeah, the money is the stumbling block. Obviously, he's happy in Milan, he's saying, but that's just all talk. The fact that he's even doing interviews saying he wants to play in the Premier League at some point tells you he's not really that happy, and he's edging his bets for later down the road when the contract comes down to the last year, which it will in the summer, by the way. So maybe keep tabs on this, because once it goes down to the last 6 months, so this time next year, if he hasn't signed, he can do a deal with overseas teams, i.e. Premier League teams. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in the Premier League. I just don't think he's what we're looking for right now. I think if we was to go for a striker, I don't think he'd even be in the top 5 of what Arsenal are looking at. If we're looking at left wingers, I don't even think he's in the top 4 or 5 of that either, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, a lot of nothing. It's just TalkSport and a lot of other media outlets out there just making a fire without any smoke. That's all it is. So yes, I've dissected that very well for you. Do stick a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back again later with a podcast. I need to figure out with the lads what time. Do go and check out the 2 videos that dropped yesterday. And make sure you stick a like on the video, subscribe to the second channel, the TikTok, the Insta, and drop your donations in down below as well. But until later, we're out of it. Let me know what you think about Leao. Adios, amigos.